So I have some slides, and I wrote what polio is, how it's spread. So polio basically is a virus that lives in the intestines, and you can get infected by coming into contact with a sick person's feces. And why is it serious? It's serious because some people get no symptoms, or they get flu-like symptoms that last a few days, but polio can cause brain infection, paralysis, and death. It is one of the most feared and devastating diseases of the 20th century. And polio cases are down sharply thanks to the vaccination, but the disease is not gone from the world. The disease is preventable with the polio vaccine. And the first polio vaccine was developed in the 1950s by Jonas Salk, and soon after, Albert Sabin developed an oral vaccine, and that has become the world standard. Next. This is the National Immunization Days in India that I went to last year. And obviously, India and Africa have both been declared polio-free. Next. This is a slide explaining how the transmission of polio happens and the nerve damage that it causes. Next. So Polio Plus is something that Rotary International has taken up as one of its major initiatives. And this is Dr. Albert Sabin in the 1984-85 Rotary, and the 1984-85 Rotary president, Carlos Canseco, when they announced the program to eradicate polio from the world. Next. And you might have seen some of these pictures of famous individuals with the two fingers being held up. Well, that's because the campaign is that we are this close to eradicating polio from the world. And Bill Gates has, joined Rotary International and has put up his own funds to help us eradicate this. Next. And some of the reasons to eradicate polio are obviously to improve lives and invest in the future and our children's health. We will be saving money and making history by eradicating polio everywhere. These are some of the polio victims that I came in contact with last year at the St. Stephen's Hospital. And as Rotarians, we are able to accomplish this huge goal if we all just not only assist in the NID days, but if we are able to contribute to help this major accomplishment. This is this update. We get updates every week, and this is the update that came last week on the 3rd, and it has the countries that still have polio cases. And basically, we're down to 2 countries in the world, and that is Pakistan and Afghanistan. Those are a little bit more challenging because of the situation actually in that country. And these are there it is, the final 2 cases. In 2020, Pakistan has had 74 new polio cases reported, and Afghanistan had 47, although there were none this past week reported. And then, so this is what Alan was referring to. World Polio Day is on October 24th. And there are a couple of options that we have to raise funds for polio in our district. these items that you see there are 4 items that are being put up for auction. And this is going to be a link to my Rotary Club where you can visit them, and we're doing it in conjunction with eBay. Now, eBay only lets you put items up for 10 days. So on next Wednesday, October the 14th, we will go live with this auction, and you can see the items on my club website, which is pcrpbrotary.org. You can also call me if you need information or send me an email. And then there's one other way that we're going to be raising funds. And then there's a pin there, which I have it on, and it's Take Out Polio. Our district is selling these pins for $40 each. And I have already been mailing out pins and receiving checks. The checks are to be made out to the Rotary District 6990 for $40. And or you can mail me the check. There's my address, and I will mail you the pin. And every cent that we raise goes straight to the Polio Plus campaign, and our district is going to be matching dollar for dollar so that we can make that donation grow even more. Any questions? You can call me or send me an email. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. This project with raising the money with the pins was Maria's idea. District Governor Peter approved the match, similar to what past District Governor Ray did last year. Ray, at the end of the year, we encouraged people to give to either the annual fund or polio, and Ray did a match. Peter's doing it now with these pins. So again, it's a very nice thing. The pin, it's a fundraiser, and with the match and the match from the Gates Foundation, you're really helping a lot of people, and you're getting a nice pin back in return. So everyone should go out and get the pin. The other thing I want to say about polio is it's so important to wipe it out, because the lingering of people with polio. I was reading an article, and by the way, I'm not making a political statement. I don't care what party you like, who you vote for. But there was an article about when Trump recently had this event for the Supreme Court justice at the White House, where supposedly a lot of people got infected with COVID, why Mitch McConnell was not there. He's one of Trump's biggest supporters in the Senate. He's a big advocate of the justice that Trump's nominated, but he wasn't at the event. And I found out the reason he wasn't at the event is because he wears a mask and social distances. And the main reason he does is because he's a polio survivor. And because he's a polio survivor, he's higher risk for a lot of things, such as COVID and things like that. So it shows you that even if you get polio and you're lucky enough to recover from it, okay, it's going to affect you at some point in your life. And Mitch McConnell is a polio survivor, and that's the reason he was not at the event at the White House where people supposedly caught the COVID. So it's interesting. It just brings everything full circle.